Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. And in this video we are taking a look at Wolverine from the Bone Breaker wave. Now he is the only figure in the wave that doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece, just a standalone figure. So what does he come with? Well, what you see in the box here and also this unmasked head. Now, a lot of people have wondered where this particular version of Wolverine has come from, and it is, of course, from the 2018 Return of Wolverine miniseries, and that one is, of course, where he got his hot claws. Yes, Wolverine was given hot claws for a small run in 2018, and they kind of just phased out shortly after there. Now, on the figure, they've used the X-Factor claws, which are my favourite claws on the Wolverine figure. The actual body mould and articulation is exactly the same as all of the other Wolverine figures, as you would expect, because he's a slightly shorter figure than others and quite a unique mould. So he's pretty much exactly the same as all of the other Wolverine figures that we have in regards to articulation, etc. So instead, let's talk a little bit about the costume and the hot claws. So in 2018, we had that small mini-series run of Return of Wolverine, and essentially, in a nutshell, he was brought back to life, hence the title, The Return of Wolverine. So he was brought back to life, and what happened is his healing factor was kind of working overtime, shall we say, and that resulted in his adamantium claws becoming heated up, and better known as hot claws. What that did, however, do is it made his healing factor slow down, so he was a lot more kind of vicious, a lot more deadly, but he was obviously a lot more vulnerable because his healing factor was slowed. As I said, the hot claws did kind of hang around for a little while, but then they just kind of phased out. A lot of comic book readers were not a huge fan of the hot claw idea. Me personally, I thought they were quite a cool take, but it was one of those things where they kind of tried to make a cool character even cooler. Now the head sculpt and the detailing and the paintwork on this particular figure is really nice, and I'm a bit of a sucker for a Wolverine figure, so I'm really pleased that we've got all these different versions of Wolverine, and this black and yellow and blue costume is definitely one that I'm pleased to add to the shelf. And the hot claws do make him unique, you know, they do make him different to all of the other Wolverines we've had. I think that the black and yellow costume was a really nice touch, and the hot claws just stand out really nicely. And I'm really pleased that they used the X-Factor claws. This, of course, is the recent VHS animated style Wolverine, just to show you that the size and the articulation is pretty much exactly the same. All of the Wolverines are built onto this particular body, so there's not really anything major to report regarding the articulation or the detailing of the figure. All I can talk about is the paintwork and the design. And as I said, me for one, if you're a Wolverine fan or a collector of the Wolverine figures, then this is definitely one to add to the collection, because it was a unique look with the black shoulder pads and the kind of black detailing down the side, and of course those not so fan favourite hot claws. However, I think that he's going to be really interesting to photograph. I do kind of wish that the face sculpt within the mask was a little bit more aggressive looking. It's a little bit placid looking, and as I said, he does come with that alternate head, which is quite cool. It's always quite cool to have an alternate head to Wolverine, and this is different. This is a different alternate head to what we've had previously. The articulation on the Wolverine figures isn't that bad, even though he does have double jointed elbows. Because of the large bicep, it doesn't work fully, so you can only get a little bit of articulation in those elbows, but you can get him into a whole bunch of cool poses, which is always quite cool. There's some really good cover art for the Return of Wolverine. I think that this costume debuted in the second issue, and there was a handful of variant covers that showed various different looks of Wolverine over the years, from like the patch look to the X-Factor look, not the X-Factor, the Weapon X look, and then of course this new black and yellow costume with the hot claws, the fire claws. I called them fire claws at the time, but they were better known as hot claws. And the detailing on them is actually really nice as well. They're like a translucent kind of yellow that rolls into like an orange. So the detail on them is actually really nice, even if they weren't a huge fan favourite. But it does make this particular Wolverine stand out against the others. The yellow on him is really bright and vibrant, which is always a plus with a Wolverine figure. And I think Wolverine's one of the most reproduced figures in the Marvel Legends line. I think alongside characters like Iron Man and Spider-Man, Wolverine is definitely one that has a huge amount of reissues and stuff. We've got all sorts of different costumes and different looks, and I suppose it was only a matter of time until they did this one. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe, and all of those things. All support this channel is very much appreciated. Check out my channel for more of the Wave.